Hello wonderful people on the internet, it's Oliver Ochi once again from Ochi Dev channel. Welcome to this new playlist where we'll be building smaller beginner projects in Python. So you take a particular problem, then you try to build the solution or solve the problem in Python. You'll be doing that for the other programming languages as well, but you're going to start with Python first. From there you move on to JavaScript, and from there you go on to Golang. So for today's problem, it is called taxi fare. So I'm going to show the problem for 5 seconds. You can pause it at your end so that you'll be able to read the question or the problem very well, so that you'll be able to solve it together. Okay guys, so let's begin to solve our problem for today. So from our problem, we saw that we are given a base fare, so we are going to put that in a variable called base fare. We are putting it in a variable because in that situation where the base fare can be increased just to help the drivers or the particular union of drivers. So we are just putting the base fare in a variable, so that in case of any changes it can be done easily. And also the change fare too will also be a variable, so that it can be increased at any time without worrying our function. And the base distance too, the base distance 140. Now let's keep our total fare in a variable. So before we start the distance, our generates 0. So def calc fare, it's going to take an input from the user. So user input. Okay, so the distance is going to be given to us in kilometers, so we have to turn it into meters because the base fare or the total fare is calculated in it's going to give the distance is going to be given to us by the user by in kilometers, so we are supposed to convert it into meters first. So we do that by multiplying it with 1,000. Alright, so now let's calculate our total fare. So our total fare is going to be equals to the base fare plus the distance so now we know that after our base fare, which is $4, has been calculated, there is going to be an additional cost of 0.25 after every 40 meters travel. So here is supposed to be 1,000. Okay, so it's going to be this way. So the distance, our distance which we have traveled, divided by 140 times 0.25. okay, so let's close this bracket over here. So when we are done, let's return our fare. So now let's run it. So if name is equal to dash main, this is to prevent some import errors. And you run user input is equal to input, but here we ask the user for how long or the distance they have traveled in kilometers. Traveled in kilometers. We want to style it a little bit. Alright, so when we get to the input, it's supposed to be an integer, so let's wrap it inside an integer, an int. So from there we call our calc function. So the total fare now is going to be returned from the calc function. So calc fare, then we pass it the user input. Here it's supposed to be equals to total fare, then we print hello passenger, your fare for distance of, so you are going to use the f string for the string interpolation. So for the distance of user inputs, kilometers, cost user cost, the total fare, sorry, total fare. Alright, so this is our small program. It can be a smaller part of a big program that is going to help taxi drivers be able to calculate their fare for their passengers. So let's run it and see, and provide an input and see how it's going to work like. So let's say we provided 12 kilometers. So you have our cost here. Alright, so we are done with today's project. Guys, if you like what I'm doing, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. It's going to really help with the YouTube algorithm. You can also check out the other tutorials on where we use the Django framework, the Django web framework, to build small other projects too as well. So like the keep your dialogue on this channel. Will be coming your way with other projects too as well. Bye.